Hey, it's me, Dharmageddon, kind of contemplative, thinking about life, or, I guess mostly the state of my life, because that's the life that I'm living right now. So, yeah, normally when I think of life, I kind of think of these, different components. You got the mind, body, spirit, and so I think of, the mental, the physical, the spiritual, and the emotional as well, so think of all these different bodies and their health and well-being and stuff like that. And so, if I think about myself, I find myself pretty deeply rooted in the physical lately, because of, the experience I'm having with the cancer, and the fact that basically I'm, dealing with all these alarms all the time and taking my medications at certain times to, allow myself the level of comfort, I guess, to stay alive. I'm not comfortable, but these drugs, these medications, make me more comfortable than I would otherwise be. So anyway, I'm in crazy amounts of pain, and like really weird stuff is happening in my body. So it's changing and shifting all the time, and like physically, well, I mean, physically, obviously it's my body, but it's, there's things that you can like obviously see, and like you can watch it happen. So for example, I have like all this crazy swelling in my left side of my abdomen, and it moves. So it could be in the front, up high, down low, over. Sometimes it splits in two and like has a layer, bump, bump. It can go over like the side of my butt. It can go around the back of me. And like now I've got swelling that moves from the left over to the right even. And my belly button is now off center. So interesting. Not only that, but I, continue to grow more tumors, and the tumors that I have continue to grow. So we've got spread and spread and spread and red. Yeah, so there also, a lot of the new ones are red. And then the other night, Festum Asinorum, like a really special holiday to me. That night I had a really rough night, and it was super painful. I couldn't sleep, and I was like, ah. Anyway, and then I woke up and had like my whole side covered with like, I don't know if they're tumors or a rash. Well, it was all spotted. And actually since then it's settled down a little bit. It looks a little bit more just like a bunch of varicosity, which could just be from the crazy swelling, because not only does it feel like I can't fit in my skin, but maybe I actually can't fit in my skin. And so my skin can't handle it. And this is all sad for a number of reasons. I'm not trying to be super vain, but I've always had actually kind of nice skin, and it's been really smooth at any rate. The skin on my body especially, I never had problems with that. Like, I've had zits on my face and stuff, and, even into like, it'll probably happen again tomorrow, but, beyond my teenage years is what I'm saying. I've had the pimple here and there, and, sometimes I picked at it and made it worse or whatever. But anyway, I've never had stuff like this on my body. And then, the swelling, the deformity, like, I mean, I basically look down each day and my body's different, and not in a good way, not in a pretty way. And so that could be just vain, me looking at it and, wanting to have a nicer shaped body, which I do prefer. But, the fact is not only is it super hideous, but it is so painful. So it's like, it's not just about how it looks, it's about how it feels and how it really is and how it's affecting me, which is, it distracts me to where I don't, notice other things as much. So I feel like a little bit less of a complete person, because I don't get to dwell as much. Sorry, I have a lot of trouble breathing too. I don't get to dwell as much. A little juice here. In the other realms, in the mental, the spiritual. I mean, I guess the emotional. I get pretty emotional. I do a bunch of crying, but I like to laugh and stuff too. So, bring it on. But yeah, anyway, so just kind of thinking about that, and it's pretty difficult, and you know, my pain levels, like also, I guess my perception of my experience is also really interesting, because I many times I've gotten to this level of pain where it's just like, oh my God, there's no way I can deal with this. There's no way I can go on like this. I'm gonna just drop over. And I think that I will, and that there's no way to bear it. But then somehow I adjust to it. And then something else happens and I level up and I do it again. So I don't know how far I can go. But it seems to be farther than I thought. And but I don't know how far I should allow it to go to, because, you know, like I said, it's not just a feeling, it's also what it's doing to my body. So, and it's also doing it to my mind, you know, because I'm on a lot of meds and it's not helping with my mental clarity. So, you know, these are just things I'm thinking about, and I'm just still, you know, thankful to be here and, you know, have the moments of laughter and smiling and connection and, you know, all the goodness that I do experience every day, the cuddling with kitties and reading my book and, you know, seeing the beauty of the day and drinking good water and, you know, all of the things, so many good things. But yeah, it's tough too. So just contemplating that, and yeah, that's it for now, I guess. I mean, there's lots of other good things too, but yeah. Happy healing, and hope everybody feels really good.